Kentucky hang with the bigs of Mississippi State, or can Mississippi State run with the guards of the University of Kentucky? The Bulldogs get the ball to start this game. That's William out front with it. Here she is. Vivians is something else. She can pass too, and they're going to call offensive, and that's something that Coach talked to us today about, staying strong inside, holding your own in there.
Well, that is something Coach Mitchell wants his team to work on, the rotations, and you see Evelyn Akhator rotated perfectly for that help side off the pick and roll and got the charge.
Evelyn Akhator and Alyssa Rice have been very good inside, taking those charging fouls, and that's something that Matthew really wanted. It's try to get into that bench a little bit, but Mississippi State is very, very deep, and that's a walk right there as Akhator tried to turn the corner.
But I like the way she's coming out, being aggressive. She's starting off. It's her senior night. It's her night. She's getting to the rim.
You know, it's hard, I would assume, to try to quell your emotions after bursting through, you know, and walking out, your parents and family and friends out here, and all of a sudden now you got to play a game.
Definitely.
Dump down inside, and Corey there. The double team comes. They're going to call Macy Morris on the hand, so she'll go to the free throw line. I guess that's where you want to get Corey, is at that free throw line, because she is under 50% there, just 49.3 for the season. And up, they're going to say that she got her before she went up for the shot. Nice defense on the inbound. That's something Kentucky really worked on hard. And the double team, and they're going to get a jump ball, and Kentucky's going to get it.
It's nice defense by Kentucky.
Are they going to call a foul there?
We'll see who touched it. I think he's saying that it's off of Taylor Murray, stepped out of bounds on the sidelines.
When she was going in for the tie-up. Yep, you're exactly right.
It's a good call. The fans don't like it here, of course, as they shouldn't, but it's a good call.
Kentucky plays that man-to-man defense. Now they dump it inside over Epps. Vivian's had a hard time holding on to it. Still 16 on the shot clock. A good defense by Kentucky. Now you've got 10 on the shot clock, and they haven't even started their offense. Nice hedge. Corey lost it going up, and that's going to be a jump ball, and that'll go to Kentucky. You like Mississippi State here going to this press?
Well, yeah, I like it. I think that they have more numbers than Kentucky, so I think they're going to try and put that full court pressure and just wear Kentucky down as the game goes on.
Macy Morris inside the paint. It was blocked right out of her hand. Nicely done there by Richardson. They've got the height advantage at almost every position, does Mississippi State.
Yeah, and Mississippi State, their guards are deceptively long on the defensive end. They've got really long arms, and they can interfere with shots and passes.
Yeah, Dominique Dillingham is really long at just 5'9". Nice little jump shot there from 15 feet. So here's Epps offensively, and boy, you know what she can do if she gets feeling it.
Well, I can remember playing against her last year. It's one of the worst things when she's coming at you full speed from the other end of the court.
Akhator drives into the paint, can't get it to get over the rim, and loose ball comes down to Mississippi State McCory. So Kentucky cold to start the game. Missed their first two shots. Here's a deep three by Vivians, and she knocks it down.
And that's in her range. That's not even considered deep for her. You know, deep for her is at the half court. That's deep for everybody else, and that's in her range. Macy Morris has got to close that gap.
You mentioned Epps driving. She's really worked on her body in the weight room. She's thick across the shoulders. She can take that, you know, that hit defensively too.
And there's Victoria Vivians with the three-pointer. Just sets her feet. Mississippi State runs that dribble weave often, and it pays off for Vivians getting a lot of shots.
Stepped right into that, knocked it down. She's hitting about 30% from the three-point line, averaging almost 17 a game. And again, on everyone's honor roll and up for every award in college basketball. Richardson took a step, couldn't get the handle on the ball.
Yeah, going back to Victoria Vivians, when I think about her, I think of her as the All-American everything. First team all everything. She's been picked for just about everything you can imagine. She's such a talented player.
And to see her in person, she's got the type of body that, you know, play the off guard at 6'1". She's got strength. And obviously she's got range.
Definitely got the range.
First round draft pick?
I think so.
Murray spins out of trouble. 5 on the shot clock, and that's going to be an air ball. And the clock is going to expire before Akhator can get the shot off.
Kentucky has to do a better job of getting movement. Taylor Murray had the basketball in her hands. Mississippi State does a great job of denying the wings. And if you can't get a pass into the wing to start your offense, you're going to get a shot clock violation, which is what we just saw.
Now McGowan comes in. Tiara, 6'7" sophomore, mans the middle. And she is every bit of it because Rice stands 6'3", and she's a good head taller than her. Another drive into the paint, kick to the open person. Another nice ball movement by Mississippi State. And they knock down another jumper, and that's Chappell.
Well, I want Chappell to take the first one. She passed up the first one, but she's wide open. She's got to hit that.
When Murray saw the big McGowan in there and pulled up and tried to teardrop, and Michaela Epps baited him into that one. This will be an easy layup for Epps on the other end.
Well, she saw that pass from a mile away. I saw it in her eyes. She watched it, gathered it, and went to finish. And you saw Morgan Williams just tap her. That's my fault. My fault, Coach.
Just like a defensive back there. She knew where it was going, saw the outlet. An easy bucket for the Cats to get them on the board. Chappell dumps it to Dillingham inside. Nice help defense to pull it back out again. Oh. Another three, and boy, Mississippi State's hitting them. It'll be tough to beat. They are now 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. There's Akhator with a long jumper. That's no good. Rice, nice block out to get that rebound. That's what you were talking about. Get in there early and get your position.
That's what Coach Mitchell wants to see, especially from Alyssa Rice. I think she has so much more potential to go after rebounds with just perseverance and dedication, and I think she can get those boards.
Macy Morris drives right side. She's fouled as she goes up, so she'll get 2 free throws. When we come back, I got a question about Kentucky's offense for you, so be thinking of that. First media timeout. Mississippi State after a big lead, 10-2, 4:55 to play. Back after this.
Against this Mississippi State team.
Well, they changed one of those threes to a 2, so they're 2 for 2 from the three-point arc. 4 of 5 shooting for the game is Mississippi State. Kentucky just 1 of 6 to start the game. That's the first free throw attempted by either team, and Macy Morris sinks that one. Morris is averaging just under 12 points a game and is having a pretty good sophomore campaign at 6'1". Really picked up her scoring here of late. Had 29 against Arizona State. A nice defense there by Murray. Ball's on the ground. And this is one of the things that is interesting to me in college, by men's as well. When the defense has a play like that, you make the tie-up, and then you got to go to the arrow. I mean, your defense tries so hard, and then if the arrow is pointing the other way, you try hard for nothing. It's just you know, they get the ball.
Well, that's why when you play pickup, jump balls are always defense balls.
That's right. So Vivian's misses here. Murray's going to drive all the way to the basket. You see it in her eyes. They're going to call blocking foul inside. And that is going to be on Morgan Williams, Birmingham, Alabama. Well, you could just tell right there, couldn't you?
Yeah, she was in the charge circle, so that's probably why they called it. You know, when your foot's on that charge circle, it's going to be a block every time, no matter how good of a look it was or if it looks like a charge. If you're in the charge circle, it's a block.
Murray misses the first free throw. 84% free throw shooter. That's the second. So they've cut the lead in half, but still a little disjointed offensively. I'd like to see them get another stop here.
Kentucky's done a good job of switching up their defenses. They ran a matchup man-to-man, and then they've gone full matchup zone, excuse me, and then they've gone full man-to-man. So they're trying to keep Mississippi State off balance, but Mississippi State has a lot of weapons on that offense.
Chappell spins it around 6 on the shot clock. Open again is boy, nice block by Morse. She's got about 6 inches on William there. This is Epps outside. Epps yet to really attack yet with Chappell on her. Rice drives into the paint. Here's Murray. 3-ball on the way, and that's no good. Tipped out nicely by McCowan. She couldn't get the rebound, but she just tipped it out to her teammate. That's a playground move right there by Vivian. She's sliding to her right, squares her shoulders, and knocks down another 3.
And that's just confidence. Going full speed and stopping for a 3. That's tough.
That's what I was telling you about Macy Morris. She has really become a driver to the basket, and that time she split defenders and used the glass nicely.
Well, and it makes it so much more difficult to guard her because all last year she's a 3-point shooter.
Right.
You tell yourself, run her off the line. That's what you want to do. And now you run her off the line, and she can get to the basket or pull up.
Nice defense by Rice that time, and McCowan steps on the inline. So another turnover. So they will again press. Jada Roper into the game. Nice ball handler here. Very quick. The freshman out of Memphis. 4-star recruit. Also Mackenzie Cann in the game. She's your 3-point shooter as well. Number 22, Epps. Going to take it all the way up and under. That's a tough shot right there. Don't know if that's what the doctor ordered. Now you got Vivian's 1-on-3. Splits defenders and 1. Wow. She exploded the last 20 feet, didn't she?
No, the fans are not happy with the call, but she just picks up her speed, just turns on the jets to get to the basket. And it's a nice attempt, but she was already in the air, so that's going to be a block.
Boy, she just, those last 3 steps, she just exploded to the basket. In and out. The free throw. Here's Murray. She'll try to split defenders as well. Up and under, and she gets the roll.
The guards are putting on a show from both teams.
Great matchup right here out front. Chappell again. Boy, she's just a pure shooter, isn't she?
Well, she's stepping in and just knowing her role, taking shots that are within herself, and she's knocking them down.
Epps saw the defense was back, so she pulled it back out. She'll start the offense again out top, 20 on the shot clock. Here's Murray, spins it over the top. Drives again on the much smaller William and puts it in again. Well, she's just going to continue to drive, isn't she? Vivians can't get that one to fall.
It's like we're at a track meet. They're just
Yeah.
up and down, up and down. We thought it was going to be a fast-paced game.
Yeah, they have picked it up, that's for sure. Kentucky hasn't been able to get closer than 5 points in a while, and that's where it sits now. Kentucky usually plays with about an 8-man rotation. Here's Akhator and 1. Right into the defender, McCowan.
Well, that's a nice take. She knows she has a step on McCowan. She knows she's more athletic, so she feels her step up, feels her hips are high, and just attacks. Great body control to finish through the contact. That's a nice play.
Well, she got into McCowan's body, so she couldn't really extend her arms, too, and was able to go over top of the much bigger 6'7" McCowan for the bucket.
And when you're at a disadvantage height-wise, one thing you can do, like we just saw, is initiate the contact. It takes away the defense's ability to time the block.
Akhator knocks down the free throw, and she'll take a breather. Maybe not for 90 seconds, which is what's left here in the first quarter, but back in the game is Rice. So Kentucky, who started off really cold, is now 5 for 12, almost 42% from the field. 7 for 11 is Mississippi State, but 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Here's Chappell. Make her 3 for 3. Nope, it will not fall. That's a walk. If you're McCowan there, what do you try to set your feet, or instead of trying to fall back and shoot that? Or?
Well, I think that just comes with experience. That's where you gather yourself and then just kick it out.
Sure.
The ball hit the rim, you get a fresh shot clock, and you can start your offense one more time and get a good look at the basket.
Cats a chance to try to tie it here against the number 3 team in the country. Coming up to a minute to play here in the first quarter. It has been an entertaining first quarter. Inside it goes to Rice. She can't hold on to it. Here comes Mississippi State the other way. Holmes in the game. Jasmine Holmes. That's her, number 10. Boy, that's a deep three. You gotta be kidding me. You told me.
That's the second time. That's the second time Victoria Vivians has got a 3 off.
She's one step inside the hash.
Well, with Victoria Vivians, if you think that you have a hand up, if you think you're contesting the shot, you're not. You've got to close the gap even more. Take one more step.
Murray drives again and creates the foul. That's going to be another on McCowan. That'll be her second, so she's going to have to come out. She cannot believe it. It's a pile up inside. 2 Mississippi State players went to the ground, as did Murray. Tiara McCowan out of Brenham, Texas. Murray misses the first again. That's the second time she's missed the first of 2 free throws.
And that's a tough loss for Mississippi State. They've got Chimwe Okori, but Tiara McCowan has been playing really well. The past 3 games, she's averaged 15 points and 13 rebounds. So those fouls are going to make her sit probably for the rest of the second half, or the rest of the first half.
Yeah, I really like, she had 18 rebounds against Ole Miss. 18. That's getting it done right there. There's Holmes in the game again, and now she kicks it off to Dillingham. Come on. Wow. Last person I saw shoot like this at this gym was Rex Chapman. There's Macy Morris. Yes, and one. And again, as you said earlier, this is just a different dimension to her game that she's brought.
Definitely, and sets up the move with the inside-out dribble. That's a nice dribble. It's very underused in the game. Sets it up and finishes through contact. Shows some emotion, gets fired up. That's a great play.
Dre, tell me about that, because once she does that inside, her shoulders and hips move with the defender, now you've got her beat, right?
Exactly. You make it look like you're going to the left. The defense leans. You bring it back to the right and finish. It's a great move.
So Kentucky within 1, just a couple seconds left. Will they get the shot off? 2-1. Williams going to have to take it. She does at the buzzer. Is it good? Yes, it is, they say. Now they're going to take a look at it, but that was pretty much right on the buzzer. So 22, a pretty exciting first quarter. Edge at 8-6 rebounding. So Kentucky gets the ball to start this second quarter, down 1 to Mississippi State. Senior night here, great crowd on hand here at Memorial Coliseum. Both of these teams right now, if you ask me, Andre, I think they're both playing for seeding, right, in the tournament?
Definitely. Well, Mississippi State wins tonight. They're guaranteed a 1 seed. They could tie for the 1 seed, if they happen to lose on Sunday, but they're guaranteed a 1 seed.
And that's very important because you get those all-important days off.
But I think the way Mississippi State's playing right now, it's going to be tough to beat them.
Boy, look at that. Epps just took it right out of Vivian's hand as she spun by. Epps is going to take it up and under. They're going to say on the floor, no shot. That's Dillingham, who tried to stay in front of her. Epps is so adroit with both hands, it makes it tough defensively, doesn't it?
Well, and when she gets going full speed, going from one end of the court to the other, it's hard to stop her. And Dominique Dillingham does a good job, tries to get in front of her. She's moving at that point, so it's not going to be a charge.
So Kentucky had one too many players on the court. There's Mackenzie Cann is now off, and Murray in. So Murray, Macy Morris, Akhator, Rice, and Epps for Kentucky. Okori, Vivians, Dillingham, Chappell, and Williams from Mississippi State. Macy Morris short on the jumper. Akhator battles for the rebound and pulls it down on the loose ball.
Well, that's the relentlessness that we talked about in the open. She's got two players next to her that could have gotten the basketball, and she goes up over both of them to grab it.
She just doesn't stop. So here's Epps, has been quiet so far in the game, just 2 points. Akhator, long jumper, in and out. So now Williams walks it up for Mississippi State. Here's Chapel. Boy, she had a hot couple of minutes in there. Now the dump down. Boy, Corey could just move you out of the way, can't she?
Well, she's so strong, and she gets good position, but Coach Schaefer wants to see her finish those down low. Called it out of bounds on Dominique Dillingham.
Yep, Dillingham knocked it out of the hands of Epps. So Vivians comes out into the game, comes Schaefer. She's had some big games. And boy, can she shoot the three.
Well, she has hit some big shots for Mississippi State so far this season.
She has. So Epps with Dillingham on her. Trying to single her and move everyone out of the way. There's Morris with Schaefer on her. Good matchup here. Morris is going to drive all the way up and under. Yes, but nope, they're going to pull that one off and call a charge on Macy Morris. I mean, she's got to pull. Once she turns the corner, she has to see there in front of her. Pull up right here and take a shot.
Yeah, that's nice help defense by Morgan Williams.
So quickly into the game comes Roper for Kentucky. So they lose a bunch of size, but two quick guards now on the floor. And really, with Schaefer in the game instead of Vivians, it really doesn't hurt you that much.
No, and then you've got an extra ball handler. You've got more speed to deal with Mississippi State's press.
Jump ball they're going to call. Nice play by Akhator. She tries to take it away from Okori. It will stay Mississippi State basketball. Tell you what, this is a battle so far. We've played a little over 2 minutes and not a point scored yet in the second quarter. Here's Schaefer. Look at them battling for the basketball. Murray, they're going to say she's on the line. She tried to run it down. Run out of space, so it'll stay in Mississippi State ball. 30 on the shot clock. Boy, Schaefer's got a quick release, doesn't she?
She does, and she is not afraid to shoot it.
Kind of like you.
Well, I really like what Blair Schaefer brings to the team.
That's the way to get off of it.
Yeah. I don't know if I was much a shooter, but her toughness, I connect to that a lot.
There you go. Nice double team help defense by Roper again as she comes underneath the Corey. Just hustle there.
Well, Coach Mitchell talked about just being in the right position. So she sees that pass coming, goes and gets in help side to help break it up.
The coaches talk about it all the time. If you're that big, keep the ball up. Capel this time misses that 15-foot jumper. Murray comes into the offensive end for the Cats. Nice defense by both of these teams. Boy, they can really sit down and play some defense, these two. Akhator had a thought from 13, kicks it off. Here's Roper. This short jumper's good, and Kentucky has their first lead of the game.
Well, that's a great job by Alyssa Rice and Evelyn Akhator, both attacking, but then finding the open man when Mississippi State goes to help.
Morgan Williams here, the 5'5" junior. She's on the Don Staley Award midseason watch list, the Naismith watch list, and she is the little general, if you will, for this team, isn't she?
She is. She is what we would call the head of the snake.
Yeah. Nice entry there, and Okori shows you her offensive skills as she put that one off the glass over a defender. Dillingham trailing Epps, and Epps kind of slowed down a little bit, and that's a senior move there, wasn't it? She slowed down and let her get into her body.
Well, that's a heads-up point guard play. They teach that in point guard college. If you feel someone on you, slow down and get into them. And Dominique Dillingham's not happy with the call.
Dillingham, one of the Texas girls on this Mississippi State team. They've got a couple of them. She's the 5'9" senior, so she's had to play against Epps a lot. Vivian's back in the game. And that ball tipped out of there by Okori, and here she comes. Got to get on her. Boy, just the way she directs traffic out there. There's Chapel, the quickness of Kentucky guards, and it's Murray again, leads the team in steals, and there's another one. Boy, that one just taken away by Chapel in midair.
That's the length. That's the length of Katera Chapel coming into play.
6'1". Yeah, she took it, she turned, and the defender was underneath her, and she couldn't dribble. Well, it's just great help defense there, right?
Well, that's just Jada Roper being in the right position again. So here's the block by Katera Chapel, just showing her length. And then on the other end, we have Jada Roper's done an outstanding job. She doesn't get the turnover, she doesn't get a steal there, but she causes Chinwe Akhator to travel, and that equals a steal in my book.
Yep. Boy, Epps this time puts her shoulders down, goes to the basket, can't get the layup to fall. So Mississippi State up 1 and with the basketball, nearing the 5-minute mark here. Akhator, boy, she got up, that was almost a downward flight to that basketball, wasn't it?
Just showing more of her skill set.
Wow, she had the last 6 games, 14 of 16 from the field. That's 87.5%. She only missed 2 shots.
Well, she's just efficient. And Mississippi State does a good job of putting her in good positions to score.
Oh, nice backdoor cut by Murray there. Schaefer tries to help, but she puts it in off the glass anyway. Nice play.
I really like the way Taylor Murray plays. She has such a motor. She just keeps moving, keeps playing, and then has the ability to finish and slow down at the rim to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, and at just 5'6", she had 13 rebounds twice against LSU and Missouri in SEC play. Vivians, you can't give her that shot, but that one just a little too hard from 3. Wide open 3. Can't set up from 3, but how did she get that shot off for Roper? Wow. Kind of like to see her kick that one out to Can. It was wide open. Schaefer, she'll attack from 3, and that's no good. Epps kind of got underneath Chapel a little bit. She'll be called for the foul there. I'm sorry, I said Chapel. That's actually Richardson on the inside. Could just see the 3 there. Well, Mississippi State, the number 3 team in the country, they lead it by 1 over Kentucky. 4:21 to play here in the first half. 23.
Teams picked to get into the tournament,
right.
You know, the early picking with the tournament. And so you can imagine what the SEC tournament is going to be like next week.
Nice cut there by Brianna Richardson to the basket. That will not make Coach Mitchell happy. Had it at about 4.5 on the 5 count to get the ball in. And Richardson cuts right to the basket for the easy hoop and a 3-point lead. Nice pick and roll. You were just talking about that.
It's a nice play. And the difference is Michaela Epps is in that corner. So the Mississippi State defense has to choose. Do we go to help? They chose to stay out in that corner, which gave Akhator a wide open layup.
Well, Schaefer was ready to pull. Well, maybe got away with a walk in there, did Akhator, because it looked like she was trying to get her feet underneath her. Here comes Epps, 2-on-2. Epps takes that contact. That's that strength that she rips through.
That's such a strong body, and she found the top of the square with her eyes. You could see it in watching. She looks up through the contact, finds the square, and finishes.
Vivian's in the corner. Is this a little zone by Kentucky now? Boy, you're right. Schaefer hit that one from about a step inside the K. It's a couple of deep threes Mississippi State's hit already. That quiets the crowd as Mississippi State takes back a 2-point lead.
Well, she knows she's a shooter, and she's fearless. She played a game this season with a broken nose. She's just a tough player.
How about that shot? Little hang time by Roper.
Nice hang time, little spin on the ball,
Yeah.
and have it bounce in the rim.
So State now 4 from 7 from beyond the arc. Another deflection and another steal by Murray. You really like her, don't you? I can see you smiling every time she does something.
Well, she's just such a heads-up point guard and plays hard the entire game.
Mackenzie Can misses the open 3. Now you got to watch her, because one of the things Matthew Mitchell says about her is you got to keep shooting. You're a shooter. Shoot. Uh-oh. Schaefer open corner. No good. Boy, battling inside, and Akhator, you think she wanted that rebound?
I think she wanted it. She didn't even want her teammate to have it.
Don't touch this ball. Another chance for the Cats to take the lead. Tied here at 2-minute mark. What a game this has been. It's been a fun game. senior night at Memorial Coliseum. A great crowd. This is SEC basketball at its finest. Murray into the lane, and again creates contact, and she'll go to the free throw line again, and this time it's on Holmes. 5'8" sophomore. Is that a Gulfport, Mississippi?
Yeah, I really like Taylor Murray. She's emerging as a more confident leader. As I've watched them this season, tonight, she's telling her teammates where to go. She's pointing. She's telling them what defense they're in, and that's a step up in her game. There's no statistic for it, but it's making a difference in her play.
And Murray, an 84% free throw shooter, and she knocks that one down. So she is now 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Give her 10 points on the night, 16 minutes. Kentucky a 2-point lead. Boy, that was almost, yep, they're going to call over and back. She had not established herself yet. Yep.
And we'll take a look at it. Brianna Richardson leaves from the other side of the half court.
And touched the ball before her feet came down.
Yep.
She did not establish herself on the offensive end of the... And then people say, what about that? Well, throw it into the backcourt, you're allowed to do it. But when you bring it up, you've got to establish yourself on the offensive side first. Schaefer overplays there on Roper, and she creates the foul. And that is the 4th foul on Mississippi State. So still one more before Kentucky shoots. They'll be shooting from here on out. Final 137.
That's a nice job by Jada Roper, also stepping towards the basketball. If she fades away from that, that might be a steal for Blair Schaefer.
So Can here with Richardson on her. Epps again creates contact, can't get it to fall, but Akhator with the rebound. Evelyn now 6 rebounds and 5 points. Murray, as she started to drive, went right off of her knee.
Well, she saw the right thing. There was a lane to the basket.
But if you're a Kentucky Wildcat fan or player, you couldn't ask for anything better the way this game is going, right? You're not in foul trouble. Nobody's in a mess there. Mississippi State only 1 player with 2 fouls. So,
well, Kentucky has put themselves in a great position, playing really hard this first half.
Another open 3 ball from the corner, and Schaefer's going to knock that down. That's her 2nd one, and that time wide open in that corner, so she's hit 2 threes.
Mississippi State has done a really good job of finding the open man when Kentucky's in that matchup zone. Kentucky rotates, and a couple of times a man has been left wide open.
That's a tough pass there by Epps. Roper steps up. Oh, that was all the way in, comes out for about 13 feet. So last shot will be Mississippi State's as the clock is down to 15. Coach Schaefer wants a timeout to talk it over with his team. Vivian to talk it over with his team. Vivian's here. 2 great competitors, man to man, and Epps got her hand right off of her.
Here we have the high ball screen with Blair Schaefer in the corner.
Almost turned it over. They're going to call it offensive foul on Okori as she stepped up into Epps.
That is a hard.
And the other team has to do push-ups, sit-ups, or something, right? That's a lot of fun.
And one player that hit the half-court shot today was Taylor Murray.
Yeah, so here we go. And there's Murray. And she can't do it again. But that's exactly what they do. So they spin it around the top, and she can't get it to go. But what an entertaining first half. Mississippi State, the number. So Kentucky will get the ball to start this second half. And I would assume if you're Kentucky, you got to be pretty happy with the way you played, especially since Michaela Epps has 4 points.
Well, anytime Kentucky's down 1 to a top-ranked team, when Michaela Epps has 4 points, you're happy with that. Obviously, Coach Mitchell has some things that he wants to adjust, he wants to fix, but I think they played really well in the first half.
So your 2 leaders, Akhator and Epps, have 9 points between them. They average 30 between them. Actually 32. Open jumper for Vivians, and that's short. Macy Morris brings it up for Kentucky. Had 2 fouls, so sat for the final 4 minutes of the first half. Murray so active with or without the basketball. Spins around 2 picks. Akhator drive it all the way up and under, and that was knocked away. I didn't see who got it. It was either Richardson or Akhator. All the way the other way, and Vivians misses again. I think it's going to be Rice with the foul underneath.
Well, that's a good job by Breonna Richardson, just staying with the play, trying to get the rebound, and Alyssa Rice pushes her in the back.
And missing again is Vivians, and here comes Murray quickly up the court. Well, that's a nice play defensively. That was beautiful.
Similar to the play in the first half, only this time Morgan Williams gets in position and steps up.
Outside of the box, right?
Yep, not in the charge circle. That's a charge.
Well, she just did that beautifully. Got both feet set. Murray tried to give her a shoulder, but she just stood right there in the middle. So Mississippi State will take over. Still has that 1-point lead. Neither team has been able to scratch here in the second half. Kentucky back to the man-to-man defense. Played matchup zone, 2-3. And back to the man. Got to stay up on Schaefer. She'll shoot. They've got 3 or 4 that'll shoot from deep. Good defense there by Rice. Alters the shot by Akhator. Here's Epps. Epps hits. Give her 6.
Nice pull-up jump shot.
And then Murray gets a hand in there and deflects it out of bounds.
And what I like about that jump shot by Epps is her defense on the other end that led to that shot. So they played great defense that whole possession, great defense by Rice, and then Michaela Epps just comes down, pulls up full speed for a jump shot. And people don't know, but that is a tough thing to do.
Corey doubles up, so now they kick it outside. Right down the lane, inside to Richardson, off her hands, out of bounds it goes. Boy, Coach Schaefer just beside himself over there. You got exactly what you wanted, a drop down pass to a wide open teammate who's got an open path to the basket, and she just forgets to take the ball with her. That press giving them a little bit of trouble. They get it to Murray, she breaks it. And we'll pull it back out, wait for her offensive teammates to get in.
Well, going back to the press, I think one thing that helps Kentucky in this game versus some of the other teams in the SEC is they have 3 very capable ball handlers. So you have Macy Morris, Michaela Epps takes the ball out of bounds, and then you have Taylor Murray. You have 3 good decision makers to break that press.
Bad pass there by Murray. She tries to come across the lane with the pass. Dillingham dumps it inside. Back out to her. Here's Williams, spot up 3, in and out. Another one that was almost all the way down and came back out. Epps pulls it back out. Matthew Mitchell trying to get his offense out. Epps, open 3, good. Look out, she's got 5, 2 for 2 shooting here in the second half.
And when she starts feeling it, things can escalate very quickly.
As you said, you remember that game a couple years ago, her and Vivians just took over. It was like Maravich and Issel. Schaefer behind the back. Richardson cutting into the lane. Back to Schaefer, had an open 3, couldn't get the shot off. 7 on the shot clock. Cross court. Richardson, spot up 3, no good. Here comes Epps again. Just calms everybody down. She wants a high pick, and now Rice comes out. Spins it over the top. She'll go all the way down and lays it in. That should have been a foul. They did call it. She's got a little actor in her, doesn't she?
A little bit. The two high ball screens have been effective, and she attacks the rim and lifts up, and Morgan Williams there, but Michaela Epps is already in the air, and that's going to be a block.
And she did come down pretty hard. Nice gesture right there by Morgan Williams to come over and say, hey, sorry about that. Epps says, no problem. Kentucky, largest lead of the game at 6. .76% free throw shooter is Michaela Epps. Her daddy could shoot them too.
Well, that's 8 points in less than a minute for Michaela Epps.
As you said, they can come in bunches. All the great scorers, that's how they hit you. Richardson tries to go inside. They do. Vivians, yes, and one. Just over the outstretched hands of Morris. She just shows no emotion out there, does she?
Well, it's nice composure by Victoria Vivians. Feels people around her, is able to gather the basketball. It's out of her hands, but she wants the ball. Gathers it, goes up and finishes through contact.
Now, a lot of girls would have walked there because they wouldn't have dribbled, but she had the foresight to know, hey, got to get the dribble down, collect myself, and come back, come up hard. This is the free throw. Akhator, rebound. Epps pressing again. And again, causes another foul. She just causes the contact into the defender, Dillingham.
And this is what happens. I've played against Michaela Epps. When she starts to get hot, when she starts to feel it, you can't stop her. She gets the basketball and she is going to the rim. It causes fouls. I've been the player that fouls her in that situation, and there's really nothing you can do but foul her.
So what do you try to do? Just deny her the basketball from the inbounds on?
Well, you try to slow her down. You have to pick her up at least at half court, if not earlier, because if she gets the ball on one end and gains steam, gains momentum, it's going to be tough.
That's now 1 of 2 from the line. Gets that one to fall. Back in the game now for Mississippi State is Tiara McCowan as well, the big 6'7" sophomore. Towering presence in the inside. Gives him a great inside-outside presence. Richardson drives it right to the hole on Can and lays it in.
And that's going to be a mismatch. That's a mismatch that Brianna Richardson needs to take advantage of at any moment.
There's not really a whole lot Kentucky can do with that either. Macy Morris drives into the paint. Akhator battling, and they're going to say that's off of McCowan, staying with Kentucky. Coach Mitchell says to Mackenzie Can, you've got to cut off the driver. Can't let him get all the way to the basket. Well, that's so tough when you got somebody 6'7" in there, isn't it?
But the activity of Evelyn Akhator makes up for it.
Boy, Epps really upset. She wanted that basketball. She wanted to drive. Akhator will drive right to the basket. No call. Good defense. Mississippi State comes away with it. William quickly up court. Smooth. Kentucky's 7-point lead down to 2 now. I think this is a big trip for this Kentucky team here, confidence-wise as well. And you're going to get a foul there on Vivian. So Macy Morris, contact made, but boy.
3, and she gets the whole Coliseum going, gets the energy going, and that's why they have the lead.
Kentucky held close without their 2 biggest scorers scoring a whole lot. 9 points in the first half. For them to win, Akhator and Epps have to be in double figures, and they've got half the battle won. Here's Morris battling inside, and the ball blocked by Vivians. Nice defense there. So another chance for Mississippi State to tie or take back the lead. I'll tell you, how far has Macy Morris come? A year ago, you wouldn't have even thought of putting her on Victoria Vivens. But
No.
she's worked so hard in the offseason to really get into more basketball shape. You know, as a freshman, you don't know what you're doing when you come in, right?
Well, no, she's worked on basketball shape, worked on quickness, and she's become a much better defender. Last year, that was a mismatch. Whoever she was guarding, that's who you wanted to attack. And now she's guarding the best player on the floor.
And offensively, she's expanded her game as well. So much better player this year. And if she can increase it again next season, he's going to have himself a nice player. So just hanging out front with the basketball is William. Again, they want to go inside. Now Vivian's going to pop out. Oh, nice defense there. 2 blocks by Akhator. Wow. Both of them all ball. Vic Shaver says no way. Mississippi State has cut it to 2, and they just can't get over the hump. And Kentucky can't throw that lead back. Now Epps goes right down the lane, left hand, and she'll be going to the free throw line again, taking a pounding as she goes.
She's hit the floor hard, probably 3 or 4 times in this game.
Rubbing something different every time she gets up. Time it's her left elbow. So 2 more free throws for Epps from the free throw line tonight. 2 for 3. Kentucky's a team of 10 of 13. Mississippi State just 0 of 2 from the free throw line. So they've only attempted 2 free throws. But the difference, they have 5 3 balls. Kentucky just 1. You've got to make your free throws. If you watched the other night, North Carolina and Louisville in men's basketball, Louisville couldn't hit a free throw to save their lives and ended up losing that game. You've got to make them. They're so important.
Well, they're so crucial, especially in close basketball games. 5 missed free throws can determine whether you win or lose.
Louisville started the game 0 for 11 from the free throw line against North Carolina. It's going to be a foul on Rice inside. And, you know, this game in the first half was virtually foul-free. And they've really picked it up here in this third quarter. Both teams will be shooting 1 of the bonus from here on out in this quarter. Remember, in women's basketball, 5 fouls a quarter, and on the 5th, you shoot the 1-and-1.
Well, going back to the first half and the low fouls, I think both teams are very impressive in how they don't foul. They don't commit that many fouls. You know, Mississippi State is known for their hard-nosed, full-speed denial defense, and they do that without fouling. And then Kentucky, it's crucial for them not to foul. They have a very short bench, and they know that coming in.
And they're going to call Vivian's in the lane, so a lane violation against Mississippi State. And, you know, if you watch them play, you don't see a lot of reaching and grabbing. They're moving their feet. They're really technically sound defensively, right?
They're in very good position on defense.
Epps had a 1-on-2 with a 6-7 behind the defender, Dillingham, so she decides to bring it back out.
Smart decision.
Yes. Kick to the corner. Roper, shot block. She gets it back.
That's the length of Morgan Williams.
Even though she's short, but boy, she got up quickly. Twice denied. And Roper reaches in and creates the foul. 2 times William, the 5'5" guard, blocks Roper's shot.
Well, she's just in great position, and she knows that Roper's going up for the shot, knows the shot clock, she has great awareness, and she's just a heads-up point guard and makes those type of plays.
Mississippi State 8 blocks now in the game. They also average a little over 9 steals a game. They've only got 2 steals tonight, but 8 blocks. Kentucky 3 blocks and 5 steals. And boy, I'd tell you another big number here. Mississippi State 13 assists, just 3 for the Wildcats. And we're knotted up at 40 apiece. Give and go from Akhator to Epps, so she gets it into the forecourt. Tough shot there by Epps. She tried to take a quick pop over Dillingham. Boy, nice drive to the bucket by William there. She had Akhator trailing, and she laid it up and in.
Well, that goes back to the height difference. When you initiate that contact as a shorter player, it's going to make it difficult on the defender. Morgan Williams known for doing that. She's really good at it.
So Kentucky had a nice run midway through this quarter. Andrea, they got up by 7, and then they've been stagnant the last couple minutes. Mississippi State has really turned up the intensity on the defensive end, haven't they?
Well, this is also where Mississippi State, their depth just wears you down. Kentucky, they make a great run, but the same players are in the game that made that run. You know, you're tired, you get worn down, and Mississippi State can take advantage of it.
Great point. Kentucky has played so many close games this year. As you said, a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're just not deep. Kentucky got back defensively, so William will pull it back out. Vivian's from the corner, long three. Boy, that was almost banked in from the corner. I think she'd like to take that shot back. 1 minute left here in the third quarter, and Mississippi State's got a 2-point lead. Boy, great defense, and Akhator rips down this rebound. Here comes Murray. She's got one of the better players in basketball on her. Can't shake her. Kicks it back out the can. McKenzie can. 3, yes! Wow.
That's what Coach Mitchell wants her to do. Take that shot.
Boy, that was a catch and shoot, a deep 3. So about a 6-second differential in the shot clock and the game clock. So Kentucky will get the ball for one last chance here, but Mississippi State should run the clock down. Nice pass inside. And that was just too easy for McCowan as Akhator came out to try to cut off an offensive player. To the basket went Murray, knocked out of bounds. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Kentucky's ball under the basket. A lot of Mississippi State players out there with their hands on their knees, though.
Well, they're tired. This has been a fast-paced game.
So Epps will be the trigger person. Now watch here. They like to throw it in, and she'll go right to the corner a lot of times. Here she goes. Oh, we read that book. Akhator with the left hand. Can't get it to fall. Boy, that was all the way in. And a half-court shot by Victoria Vivians is no good, but boy, what a game we have seen. 3 quarters, it's 44-43. Number 3 leads number 22 by 1. Kentucky by 1. Kentucky needs more of this off their bench if they're going to come between the circles. But boy, Mississippi State, a very, very solid basketball team.
Well,
that being said, can they beat Connecticut?
I think they have potential to beat Connecticut. They play extremely well and play hard.
Well, that's an interesting call there. As McCowan is able to dump that one in, and they call the foul there on Morris. Watch Morris inside. Let's see what she does here. How to just let that go, make the basket.
That could have been a no call.
Brenham, Texas, a 6'7" sophomore, averages 8.2 and 6.4 rebounds a game. She had a career-high 25 points against Florida. Epps pulls down the rebound with Richardson on her back. And they're going to call that a jump ball, so it'll stay Kentucky's basketball, but you lose the arrow, so now possession goes over to Mississippi State. Matthew Mitchell wanted the foul there over the back on his free throw. Murray backing it down. Now they're telling Matthew Mitchell to please sit down over there on the sidelines. Really getting on the officials over there. Thought that was a foul on over the back on Epps on that last play on the other end on the missed free throw. And a little thing like the possession arrow can be the difference in a tight game, right?
Oh, without a doubt.
Akhator goes up and under and lays it in. Boy, that's a big move right there.
Well, that's nice body control. She is in the middle of the basket and then is able to finish on the right side. It's a nice play.
Well, I thought McCowan, with just 2 fouls, would come over and try to make a play on that. She doesn't. Dillingham in the game with 4 personals. Here's a 3 on the way. In and out. Oh boy, right over the top. Look at Akhator battling inside with McCowan. Boy, McCowan goes right over the top of Rice to get that rebound, and you talked about that to me earlier as we were watching practice.
Yeah, Alyssa Rice has to push back. She's standing in the right spot. She's in the right position, but she's just standing there. She has to get position and push backwards to get that over the back call.
Here comes Murray again, pushing the tempo. She's got a player on her right, but she takes it all the way herself. Can't get it to fall. Epps comes underneath and tries the back tap. And they're going to call the foul on Epps.
That's a good job of Morgan Williams running down the basketball and getting the shot up. Well, these players have hit the floor really hard all night.
I'm just watching them get up and they're rubbing their elbows, their backside, their knees. You know, the one thing with Epps is she's wearing kind of those the corrugated elbow pads and had the hip pads on and things. Now it looks like she's taking them off. She just still has the elbow pad on, but well, I tell you, this is the compression pads. You've got to wear that stuff these days.
Well, especially in the SEC, it's like a dogfight, night in and night out.
So again, 3-point lead, Mississippi State. Epps slowly into the forecourt. Epps leading the way with 14 points for the Wildcats. 10 in that third quarter. Oh my goodness, yes, by Murray, and she'll go to the free throw line and try to tie the game. Wow. How does this go in?
She has been attacking. She's been in attack mode all night long. This point guard matchup has been extremely fun to watch.
Wow. There's not much more William could do on that. Well, Murray's leaving it all on the court, isn't she?
Oh, yeah, she wants to win this game. Wants to win the game for her seniors.
Enticing the crowd. Tell them, let's go, make some noise. About 8,000 in here tonight at Memorial Coliseum for senior night.
Feels like 20,000 the way they're cheering.
There's a dump down, and McCowan just pulls her way into the basket. And you're going to call blocking foul there on Alyssa Rice. The fans don't think so. The only thing I thought the difference was why that's offense is she lowered her shoulder when she made the turn.
There's a difference. I think what they're looking at here is, yeah, I mean, she lowers her shoulder. That's a debatable call.
Again, you're going to see, these girls are really going after it inside. And as you know, the difference in that being offensive and defensive is infinitesimal. So now McCowan to the free throw line. A little hard there. Again, McCowan for the season, a 58% free throw shooter.
Yeah, it's almost better to foul her than to let her have 2 feet in the paint, because that's going to be a bucket.
You know, it's interesting. Matthew Mitchell told us if you can get her feet out of the paint, you got a much better chance. She's a 70-75% shooter in the paint. She gets 1 of 2, so. Boy, nice shot by Akhator. She pulls up from 8 feet. Boy, this has been a fun basketball game, hasn't it? These two teams are really playing hard.
And Kentucky's falling back into their zone defense.
And this time the jump ball, the arrow goes to Kentucky. And boy, we've seen this quite a few times tonight as well.
We have, and the refs are calling these jump balls pretty quickly, in my opinion, but I think it's a move on them to just keep control of the game. It's a close game. These two teams are playing hard. They want to win. I think the refs are trying to keep control of it with calling quick jump balls.
You know, after we looked at that call, McCowan, again, I kind of agree with you. I think that probably was a blocking foul. Epps hits another, and Kentucky pushes out to a 3-point lead.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, that shot by Epps was off of one leg. It was a Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Durant
And it was off her back
shot.
leg, not her foreleg as well. Dillingham misses a three. They call this foul on Mackenzie Can on the backside, he says.
Michaela Epps goes up for this shot, and it is definitely off her back foot. That's when you know you're in the zone.
But the thing I like about Mississippi State, even when they got down 7, now they get down 3, there's no panic in them.
Well, they don't look panicked at all, and I think it comes from Vic Schaefer and his confidence in them and his ability to drop plays, and they just play with composure for shots like that.
So another 3 by Vivians. She's got 19.
And I think when your two best players, Morgan Williams and Victoria Vivians, the way they play with composure, and they just seem so composed, so confident, that's going to spread to the rest of the team.
I agree 100%. Tough shot there. It just missed. And so now a chance for Mississippi State to retake the lead again. Seesaw back and forth in the lane. Pull-up jumper's good by William. William averages just under 10 a game. She's got 11 tonight.
Well, that last play is a great play in that matchup zone. Morgan Williams is coming off, and the Kentucky defender has to choose. Do I step in off of Victoria Vivians, or do I stop Morgan Williams?
Another 3 by Can, just misses, but I think they're going to get the foul here on Vic McCowan inside. Again, it's all about positioning on the inside, right?
Definitely, and Coach Mitchell talked about it, getting in that good position, and that's going to be a foul. That's an over-the-back call because Evelyn Akhator is pushing backwards.
And she had her arm on her shoulder, right?
Yep, but that call compared to the call previously with Alyssa Rice. Alyssa Rice was not pushing back.
Right.
It's two different situations.
Boy, and another foul on McCowan. So 2 fouls like that, and that gives her 4 now.
Evelyn Akhator just playing hard, playing physical.
So a big weapon out of the arsenal for the time being for Vic Schaefer and Mississippi State, but they get a much better offensive player and Okori into the game. I can't really say that. McCowan's been pretty darn good. Boy, Akhator battling inside for the bucket.
Relentless. That's the word that comes to mind. She is relentless.
She's a warrior. That's all you can say.
Going against players that have 2 or 3 inches on her, she's fearless.
And now you're going to get the call on number 3, Brianna Richardson. She wasn't set. She's tried to make that pick there.
This is where I think they got Morgan Williams.
The game for William, because yes, they did say it was her that committed that foul. So you got Dillingham in the game with 4 fouls. And the trouble here is she's guarding the best player on Kentucky's roster.
And this is where if you're Michaela Epps, you just go at her.
Right? Yeah.
You go at her.
Force her to make a play against you. Nice play by Murray to Akhator. Kentucky's got the lead.
This is also where the past few possessions, Victoria Vivians has not touched the basketball. She needs to get a touch. She needs to get a look at the basket.
Here she is, but she's 26 feet away. Holmes drives into the paint. Now she'll kick it back. Can has got the unenvious job of trying to guard her, and they go inside, and Okori dumps it in.
It's a nice composure again by Mississippi State. Let's work the defense. Let's get a good look at the basket.
They just do not get rattled. Can kicks it over. Well, couldn't get the shot. She had a 3, but didn't really want it. Murray inside, and nice play by Vivian. She may have stepped on the end line.
Well, that's going back to Victoria Vivian's defense. She's known for offense, but she's making defensive plays. She's very heads up, has great awareness on the defensive end. Came up big there.
Great players step up and important. Remember, she had 4 points in the first half, so 12 here in the second. Akhator had 5. Akhator has got 13 and trying to get a couple of more, and she'll get to try at the free throw line.
Well, Evelyn Akhator's ability to put up a shot, stay with it, and then jump and get her own rebound. It's just an athletic play, and it leads to a foul.
Yeah, not a whole lot you can do as Akhator just try to stay as upright as possible. Akhator hits the first, and now Kentucky will bring their 2 players with 4 fouls into the game, Rice and Morris. So now Kentucky, the same 5 that started the game on the court for them. Mississippi State has 3 players with 4 fouls apiece, and they're going to bring one of them on right now, and that is Morgan Williams, who steps onto the floor. Her and Dillingham both have 4 fouls, the 2 guards for Mississippi State. So now if you're Taylor Murray, you got to stay up in the grill of Williams. That's too easy to get to the basket there, isn't it?
And then gets her own rebound.
And comes away with the loose ball. Wow.
She is a great point guard.
She really is. You called her the
head of the snake.
The head of the snake. And she will bite you. You give her an inch, she'll take the shot. Akhator and Epps. A little mix up there as Akhator had to step out and foul Vivians.
That's nice ball movement by Mississippi State. Just once again, remaining composed, making the right passes, making the easy passes until they get a good look or they get a foul.
Vivian's a 76% free throw shooter. And she's now just 2 for 5 from the line. Second one is good. And Vic Schaefer has a quick timeout with 3.5 minutes to play. So
and her offensive rebounds have led to fouls, they've led to points, they've led to free throws, so they're a big difference maker in the game.
Kentucky with 10 offensive boards to just 8 for Mississippi State. The Cats lead it by 1 as we hit the 3.5 minute mark. Epps and Vivians, 1-on-1. Unless Vivian's got her with the body. So Epps will go back to the free throw line. Wait, Vivians reminds me of Jerry Rice. In what I mean, she never looks like she doesn't look like she's tired. There's no sweat. She just glides out there. It almost, you're like, is she even trying? And then you look at her line and you look what she does defensively. Rebound, you're like, my goodness. Well, she's played 32 minutes.
She makes it look effortless.
Easy.
Yep.
And look at her. Her face never changes expression.
Yep.
Serious basketball player. Boy, she is really good.
Well, she means business. She comes in every night ready to put on a show and makes it look easy.
Epps has 17. Vivians has 20. Classic showdown a couple of years ago. Not quite the offensive numbers of that game. Chappell open for 3. She dumps it inside. Back out they go. Well, I thought Chappell had a wide open shot. Passed on it.
She did. It was a nice steal by Chinwe Akori.
Vivian's into the eye, and that's going to be another foul on her. Offensive foul, and that's 4 on Vivians. Boy, Mississippi State's deep, and they've got to show it here. They've got 4 players now with 4 fouls. Dillingham, Williams, Vivians, and McCowan. A little wetness on the court there. Vic knows he's in a dogfight here.
And in my opinion, it's a risky move, but it's a smart move to leave them in because they're smart players. They're veteran players. They're smart players. He trusts them, so he's leaving them in. It's a risk, but on this drive, you know, Victoria Vivians gets going full speed, and Alyssa Rice does a great job of stepping up.
Macy Morris and Alyssa Rice, and both of them in the game as well. So here we go. Strap it on, folks. 3-point game with under 3 to play.
And Michaela Epps taking the ball out in the press breaker has been effective for Kentucky all night.
Murray loses her shoe, so Epps is going to have to take it herself. Can't get it to go. And the rebound comes off to Dillingham. Murray can't get her shoe on. And they're going to call Murray from behind. On the elbow, so that's her second foul. Shoe came off. He's trying to get it back on that whole play.
Just played through it.
Yep. .82% free throw shooter, 100 for 122. Pretty good. And now McCowan back in the game. So Vivian's with 4, Dillingham with 4, William with 4, McCowan with 4, all in the game. Macy Morris with 4 and Rice with 4. So 6 players on the court. If any of them foul, they're done. 1-point game, 2:30 to play. Trying to run a little clock. Here's Akhator, gets a step on Chappell inside and lays it in. And again, McCowan's got to let her go.
And that's where you want to see Katara Chappell cut off the baseline.
Yes.
Because Tierra McCowan's not going to try and contest that. And you have to know that in your mind.
Oh, she's walked. Chappell couldn't pick the ball up. It was at her feet. She looked up and the ball was still there. And she stepped back and moved her pivot foot back as well. Watch.
Yeah, it was a low pass, and
yep.
That's a travel.
Yeah. Didn't mean to do it, but one of those you got to know where you're throwing to. 2 minutes left in the game. Kentucky scores here. Could be big for them. Here's Epps. They're going to play a little clock here. Dillingham with 4 fouls. Epps pulls up. 15-foot jumper. No good. McCowan with the rebound.
That's a nice job by Tierra McCowan hedging off the screen. She's done it all night, and we haven't said anything about it, but that hedge is really slowing down the ball handler.
Murray just a tick late, almost there to make the play, but she fouls. And right back to the free throw line is going to go Morgan William, where she is very, very good.
Not the person you want to foul.
No. She's just a half step slow getting over. She saw the pass. Couldn't cut it off, so now William at the free throw line. In and out. Wow, big miss. 4 for 5. They're now 9 of 15 for the game. Kentucky 16 of 20. And Rick Schaefer again wants another timeout. You know,
Mississippi State, it's huge. It's just huge for your credibility. It's huge for a tournament seed. It's a big deal to beat this team.
So 90 seconds to play. Can Kentucky hang on? They've got a 2-point lead against the number 3 team in the country. Dillingham with 4 fouls on Epps. Here's Murray. She's guarded by Morgan William with 4 fouls. Back we go to Epps. Epps, count it, and a foul. Dillingham fouls out, and Epps is going to the free throw line. Big play. I thought maybe that was going to be offensive. Watch the elbow here.
Well, this is a play where I don't like the play. Dominique Dillingham has gotten that call, but it can easily go both ways, and that's a play where you cut the offensive player off. You cut the offensive player off and stand straight up and let them completely run into you, because if you make it a decisive call, if you make it where it could go both ways, there's a chance, and that's why she's on the bench.
So now Schaefer in the game, but boy, look out when Blair Schaefer comes in. 29 three-pointers made, 3rd most on the team, and she's got another one here tonight. Epps misses the free throw, but it's still a 2-possession game at 64-60, 1 minute to play. You don't need a 3 here, but Vivians is going to fire. Oh my goodness, with Epps right up in her, and she knocks it down.
She's
wow.
got ice in her veins. Just unbobbed.
In this one. And Kentucky clinging to a 1-point lead. Tough to inbound the ball. Boy, Akhator just goes right to the basket. And McCowan says, I can't do much. So now it's again a 3-point lead. You just can't let Vivians have the ball. We're going to go inside. And we're going to get Rice here. Rice turned into Blair Schaefer.
You know, Blair Schaefer's going to set the back screen. And Alyssa Rice just runs her over.
Yeah, she had no idea, obviously. She just turns, and she's a big woman, and she turned and just ran over the 5'7" junior. And Schaefer took the brunt of that.
In watching film, that's something that has happened to Blair Schaefer. I don't know if it's bad luck or I don't know what it is, but that has happened to her on multiple occasions.
So Schaefer hits the first. She has one more. 81% free throw shooter. She's just missed 5 on the year. And now Okori coming into the game. And I think one of the reasons there is because she's got a foul to give. And what Kentucky's doing is just driving to the basket, and they're unimpeded. Second free throw is good. So again, a 1-point game, and Kentucky's got the ball. So there's going to be almost a 3-second difference in the shot clock and the game clock. So now coming into the game is Rashonda Johnson as well for Schaefer. Little basketball rolled out on the court, one of those little play balls, so they had to stop action to get that off the court. So now they get into Macy Morris. She'll keep it in her hand. She's a very good free throw shooter as well. And Kentucky can basically run out the clock. They can keep it till 2 seconds are left. Here's Murray. Johnson comes up and fouls Murray. Taylor Murray, an 84% free throw shooter. Morrison, 89% free throw shooter. So that was the two you wanted the ball in their hands. So 20 seconds to go, and now Murray going to the line. What a game she's had tonight.
But there's still time left in this game, especially with the ability to call timeout, advance the basketball.
Yes. And the ability for Mississippi State to hit the long ball. And now they come in with their bombers. Here comes Schaefer, Vivians, and William. Richardson and McGowan will be inside. Murray has to make this one. She makes 1 of 2. So Mississippi State does not have to hit a 3. A 2 will tie, a 3 will win it. William to the forecourt. Kentucky man-to-man. 12 seconds. And she gets to roll with 8 seconds. Kentucky should call timeout. Mississippi State calls timeout. Two minutes, and so now they've got it. Epps will be the trigger person. She gets it into Akhator. Akhator drives in. She'll go all the way up and under. McCowan with the block. We're going to go to overtime, folks. Wow. When she needed to, she came up big. McCowan with the block.
And I like that she went for it. She's got 4 fouls, but she's like, the game is on the line. I'm going to contest this shot.
4, and both teams have had a player foul out.
It's been a battle all night long. Both teams are playing hard.
So Mississippi State gets the ball first off the tip. Here's Richardson. Vivians, nice drive into the lane and off the hands of McCowan, out of bounds. Mississippi State has been pressing almost the entire game. Kentucky's got to be worn out.
They have to be, but Kentucky's done a really good job of breaking the press with Michaela Epps taking the ball out of bounds. As soon as she passes it in, she gets it back.
As we said, big players come up big in different spots, and this is Epps' turn to shine. She's got 20 tonight. Can the senior go out with a win? Kick out of bounds it goes. It'll stay on Kentucky. Macy Morris with 4 fouls, number 4. She's one of the long-range bombers for the Cats. Also Mackenzie Can. Both of them almost splitting images of each other. Both about 6'1", and both can shoot. Akhator, nice spin move into the lane, up and under. Yes, and a foul! And that's going to be 5 on McGowan.
I don't know about that one.
Wow, that was a ticky-tack foul, wasn't it?
I don't know about that foul.
She almost backs away.
Oh, yeah, I don't like the call. I don't like it, but maybe did she get her on the elbow? I can't really tell. If she hit her on the elbow, maybe. But that's still her guide hand. That's not her shooting hand. That's tough.
So they're saying that foul was on Richardson, not McGowan. So the foul is on Richardson. So for Richardson, that's her first foul. And Akhator completes the three-point play. Because I agree with you. You can't call that on McGowan, especially being the 5th foul that sends her to the sidelines.
No, if that was on McGowan, I don't think I would have agreed with that at all.
So here's McGowan out along the three-point line, not where she likes to be, at 6'7". Now she tries to establish herself, but Akhator says no way. Boy, Williams splits defenders and lays it up and in. She has really impressed me as 5'5".
Such a nice attack and a nice finish. Just sees the lane, sees the shot clock coming down, makes the play.
Has 2 blocks on the same offensive series. Epps drives in off to McCann. That's going to be long.
That was a nice contest by Brianna Richardson.
William pulls it back out. Reset the offense. She wants Schaefer to spin around the backside and try to clear that side for Vivians. Right off to Richardson. They try to go back inside. Here comes Richardson. Boy, she just drives into the paint. They're going to say that's off the leg of Richardson. No foul, just off her leg, out of bounds.
I like the no call here. Brianna Richardson driving.
Yeah.
You could have given her a charge.
Could have, but I think he saw it kick off her shoe first, and he looked down to...
Yeah.
It did not finish the play. There's a little give and go to get the ball in, as you said, every time.
Every time.
Now the crowd comes to life. Big trip for the Wildcats here.
Now, I'm interested in Matthew Mitchell. You know, Morgan Williams and Victoria Vivians have had 4 fouls since the 4th quarter, and I'm wondering why he hasn't overloaded one side, put either Michaela Epps or Taylor Murray, and just had them attack.
Wow. Up and under. She uses the basket as a blocker, and McGowan just looks over at Vic Schaefer and says, there's not much I can do here. That was a nice reverse layup by Akhator.
And this is where it almost benefits you to put Okori back in, because she has a little more room to give, and she can be more aggressive on defense.
Vivian spins into the lane, and the foul on Akhator here.
It's a nice spin move by Victoria Vivians. Feels Taylor Murray overplaying, cutting her off, going towards the left, so she spins back to put it up and gets the foul.
And again, people say, but what did she do? Akhator was in that circle, so that takes all the pressure off of the referees to make that charge or blocking call. And now they do exactly what you say. Bring Okori in. They don't lose a whole lot. She's 6'5" and can really score the basketball. Again, it's a 1-point game with 2:35 to play. Kentucky does the little tweezer. This time they get it into Murray. And she'll bring it up. This is why Kentucky is so effective, as you've pointed out several times. They really have 2 point guards on the court with Murray and Epps, and both of them can shoot too. Akhator goes under, and Okori fouls her out on the floor. That is her 4th foul. And now Vic Schaefer says, just play off of her.
Yeah, give her some space.
Make her shoot that jump shot out there. Just don't let her drive.
Yeah, Okori's got to use her length there. She's got such long arms. She can close that gap with her length.
A little short on the first free throw by Akhator. She had been 4 for 4 from the line. Kentucky 18 of 25 from the foul line. Mississippi State 14 of 20. You know, Kentucky's got to win this game so I can have bragging rights over my good friend Jeff Brantley, who I work with the Cincinnati Reds. The Cowboy, of course, one of the great all-time greats at Mississippi State in baseball. Played on one of the greatest baseball teams ever at Mississippi State. Rafael Palmeiro was a teammate there. Will Clark. Man, what a team that was. And Bobby Thigpen. 4 Major League All-Stars on one team. Now William has to pull it back out again. Now she drives into the lane. Pulls up, and she'll get the roll. Boy, she is something else. Really like this young lady.
The inside-out crossover to set up, gets 2 feet in the paint and floats it over the defender. It's just a great play. She's made, time after time, she's come up big for them.
Second team All-SEC performer, ties the game. Spin it down to about 90 seconds to play here. Epps is looking for someone to give her a pick. Now Morris in the corner. Shot clock down to 7.
Mississippi State switched into a matchup zone. Smart decision.
Epps had to take that shot as the shot clock was down to 1. But that's a bad foul there by Akhator. Just her 3rd, though.
Yeah, that's a foul that you don't want to happen. Because you're 94 feet from the basket. Right. You know, just give her space, run back and get on defense. And that's a good job by Victoria Vivians, just sticking with it.
Vivians 25 points, 8 of 17 from the field, 4 of 9 from the three-point line, and 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Also 7 rebounds to go with her 39 minutes of play.
And doing it all under complete composure. She's a big-time player.
She knocks them both down, and Mississippi State takes a 2-point lead. For Kentucky, Akhator has played and Epps 43 minutes apiece, Murray 42. Wow. Kentucky has played 7 players in this game, and that's it. Macy Morris goes up and under. That's blocked out of bounds. Minute to play, 7 seconds on the shot clock. So now you go with your best inbound play here, right? You got 7 seconds.
If anything, it's Akhator popping, giving it back to Epps, or attacking. And
she drives up and under and lays it in with the left hand.
And that's where Tierra McCowan, I see her saying, I have 4 fouls, but you can make it a little more difficult. That's too
basketball,
easy.
Sure. You played a long time, and you've been able to get up there without fouling. So 27 points now for Akhator. Nice hedge on Vivians. Richardson almost walks. Ball's on the floor, pulled away. Kentucky with the steal, and Mackenzie Cann comes up with it to Macy Morris. Now they get it back to Epps with 30 seconds to play. We're tied at 75. Epps doesn't want a timeout. She says no to Matthew Mitchell. Let us play. He says, all right, go. 6-second difference in the shot clock and the game clock. 13 now. Here comes the pick. Epps over the top to the corner. 3 ball on the way. No good. Epps with the rebound and put back, and it's good. 8 seconds to go. And Kentucky leads by 2.
That's a great play by Michaela.
It's a hustle. Wide open look from 3. Epps is able to come in. And as we said, we talked about this the whole game. Mississippi State gets it in front of their basket. And now here's William. Got a guard on the 3. She walked. Took an extra step as she turned the corner. Great help defense, right?
That was good help, standing straight up. I don't know about the call. I need to see it again. See, she drives. One. I think they could have given a foul. It's a tough call to get away.
So timeout on the floor, 3 points. But as you said, you might want to steal or foul immediately. Now to get it in, Macy Morris in the corner. She's fouled, but
that's not the one that you wanted to foul. I was thinking Akhator when I was
And you've also let too much time go off the clock. Second and a half.
Well, you can call a timeout and advance it.
Right.
But if she hits both of these, it's going to be tough. You see Kentucky's players celebrating, but you never know.
No, you're exactly right. 89% free throw shooter is Macy Morris. She's got 7 points tonight, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Holmes comes into the game for Mississippi State. Holmes a 36% three-point shooter, but it's all up to Macy Morris. So she makes them both and she misses the first. So there's still life for Mississippi State.
And with 1.8 seconds left on the shot clock, you have time to set your feet for a three-pointer.
She makes the second, so you've got to have a three. And now McGowan comes into the game. Chappell sits down. So Richardson will inbound the basketball. She can run the baseline. She gets it into Vivians. Long shot is no good, and can you believe it? They've won 8 straight senior days, and the Wildcats upset number 3 Mississippi State.
Well, we made the mistake of thinking that Mississippi State had a timeout left.